Welcome to Knit One,
Part 2, Episode 111.
I'm Sheila, also known as Sheila D37.
I'm Wendy, also known as Penny Wenny.
Who also almost knocked her tea over.
Yeah, I don't know what I was doing. I have so much stuff over here. I'm having a hard time controlling it.
Me, I got nothing.
Just a reminder that the baby child knit-along is still going on until May 31st, and we haven't figured out what the prizes are going to be yet. But
No, do we have enough?
What?
Do we have enough?
Prizes?
Yeah.
We have some. We could buy something at Sheep and Wool.
When's that again?
27th.
Keep forgetting to see when I'm working. Not this weekend, that weekend.
It is the 25th. The 25th.
I'm not working that weekend because I'm working next weekend.
Good to know.
I probably will be working overnight, but...
Of course.
But aren't we going with other people?
Yeah, no, for that one, it's just you and me.
Oh, I thought Diane, no?
I don't know if Diane's coming with us or if she's going with her friends.
Anyways.
Sorry about that. So yes, the knit along, we will definitely have some prizes in our stash, our prize stash, but, and if you want to donate a prize, you can do that. Just
all our
PM
information is up above.
Our contact information is above, or you can PM us on Ravelry. But we do have a few things left in the prize box, and we can always pick some stuff up. We have some money in the account, so there's that. And I'll just jump into what I'm working on, which is nothing.
It's been a slow knitting week for both of us.
Yeah, and we
lost our mojo. I lost mine anyway.
I just, I'll talk about this later, but I got this fitness bracelet, and it has, trying to do my goals has sucked all of my knitting time. And I'm so tired in the evening that I just sit on the couch like this. I'm so tired, which is good. It's good. But, so anyway... the first thing that's still on the needles is my Chicken Viking hat by Sarah Mundy. It's in Barocco Vintage Worsted in some kind of a heathered orangey brown colorway that I thought looked like roasted turkey. I knit it on US 5 3.75 millimeter needles. It's going to have two little turkey legs sticking off the end, and I just need to knit them, and I haven't worked on it at all. Oh, and in case anyone saw the last episode, my sister-in-law is, in fact, having a girl. I totally called it.
Yes, you did. And
my husband and I refer to her as Princess Peach because her name will not be revealed until she is born. So we don't know her real name. So, yeah.
And when's she due?
She is due in September, so I'm super excited.
That's good.
But yay, girl, knew it, called it. They followed the tradition of everyone in their family having their girl first. And if it's true to history, their second and any subsequent children will all be boys. So I know they're both very happy. It's a healthy little baby, healthy girl. So that's yay. And it satisfies my knitterly needs because the range for girl knitted items is so much greater than for boys. So there's that. That's number one. Number two, I did get some work done on the Vortex throw. Whoops. Some of it I'm still working on. So I've gotten the 3 regular squares done, and I've started doing the corner on the off-kilter one. I'll do one whole side here, and then
all right.
I stopped because it started to get complicated, but that's one. And I'm exhausted and I haven't been knitting, but I have been trying to finish the ends in. So you can see on this square.
Oh, that's good.
I've woven in 2 of the sides. This took me 2 hours.
To weave in? Really?
Yes. This one took me an hour and one night and another 3 hours on the other night, but it's all woven in. And then I have one more here that I haven't even started yet.
Which one do you like better so far with the color scheme? Just out of curiosity.
I like the gray. I like the dark gray with the light spots. I think it's going to be neat to see the contrast. And I like the dark
blue with the light blue.
With the light. This one is not. This is my least favorite one. I mean, it's cute, but I just really kind of like the dark ones with the light spirals. I love this one. I almost want a sweater made out of this. It'd be like a target right on your chest.
Well, not only that, it might make somebody dizzy. Whoa.
It's not called Vortex for nothing.
I know. Reminds me of that movie that
Vertigo.
Yes.
Yes, where he's like
Mel Brooks, right? No, who was that?
Jimmy Stewart.
Oh.
Alfred Hitchcock movie, Vertigo. Cop who gets fear of heights and then becomes embroiled in a murder mystery.
I just remember the point where
he's like, mwah.
Yeah.
Yes. He would be seeing this, mwah.
Sorry if we just made someone ill.
Oh, yeah. So I did work on that quite a bit. This is the Vortex Throw by Lisa Gentry. It is a free pattern. I've got it through Ravelry, but it's from Lion Brand. And I'm using Lion Brand Wool Ease on a USH hook, which is like a 4mm hook, I think. I looked it up last time.
So now you got?
No, I got more.
I just wanted to make sure I can stat another row, that's all.
Do I have more? I do, because I worked on a project of shame. And I actually was starting to think maybe these could be ankle socks.
You know that's not good.
See? There's a little bit of a leg on them. They're like footies.
There you go.
Footies.
Just put a little puff.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean.
You know what I should just? I should just rib them up to the top.
You should, because if you're that done with them,
it's fiddly to do the Are
you all done with the decreases and everything?
Oh yeah, it's just on the leg.
Just do ribbing.
Or I don't know. I won't be able to let myself do that.
No, I know you wouldn't. Me, on the other hand, I have no problem.
But it was cracking me up because I was like,
these
would look nice with like a half an inch leg, and then like an inch of just little footy socks.
There you go.
So I'm knitting. These are Aquaphobia by Crystal Flanagan, which is a free pattern on Ravelry, and you can see it's primarily a Eye of Partridge style slip stitch on the instep, and then you do it a back panel and a front panel of it on the legs. And that's what's annoying to me, because I have to figure out every time which row I'm on. Am I on a knit row or am I on a knit one, slip one row? And then I have to figure out, did I knit one, slip one, or slip one, knit one on the last row? And it just like, if I feel like it pulls me out of my knitting groove like every round. So they just haven't been going that well. Plus, I just don't like knitting socks that much. I like casting on for socks, and I love wearing knitted socks, but, and I think it's 2 at a time. I was stupid to knit these 2 at a time. I should have done 1 at a time and just dealt with the whole second sock syndrome.
I tell you, the 1 sock at a time kind of helps you make you feel like it's actually a small project.
Right, because it just takes a long time to knit them both at the same time, although on the upside, when you're done, you're done.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is Into the World Pakoku sock in the Muse pooling colorway. I think it's very pretty. And I think it's entertaining how they pooled almost identically for most of the sock. It's really kind of interesting. I knit from 2 ends of the skein, and it matched up, and they're pooling very differently on the leg than they did on the instep.
Isn't that weird how that works out like that? Although I can understand why, because you're doing the linen stitch on both sides.
Yeah, so it's taking a different amount of yarn, but it's interesting to me how it had.
And if you were so inclined to change to ribbing, it would pool differently as well.
I know. I think it's interesting how closely the pooling was on either side.
Mm.
Chris must have very careful dyeing. It's just interesting. So yeah, I worked on these, and that represents working on them quite a bit this week. I've only knit on the leg. Like, that's how long it took me. I also really don't enjoy knitting with these Chagu
Do you have any needles you can switch over to?
Oh, I imagine I do, but that'll never happen. I'm too
Alright.
lazy. This cord is not good for 2 at a time.
No,
it's
it's
too
more
stiff.
Yeah.
I probably would knit them faster if I switched on to some
Other
knit picks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll do that. That might be a good idea. Anyway.
An incentive, anyways, to get them done.
But, you know, I feel proud of myself because I have worked at least 3 times. I've pulled out this project of shame, and I have worked on it because right now it's pretty much the only uncomplicated piece of knitting that I have. And this is not that uncomplicated because I have to think on every round. I really need to cast on... I need to finish that baby hat up, and I need to cast on another small project. That's what I need to do. So hopefully that's going to happen. And I have it in my pig bag. My Jessalou pig bag with my spunky eclectic button that I keep on here because it matches. Don't let me forget to give you those buttons from Heather and Katie. So that's all I have on the needles.
And I still have my sweater. And the few rows that I just did is all that I've knit since I last spoke. I didn't feel like knit. No. Was I on the pocket last time? I don't think I was.
No.
All right, so I'm on the pocket this time, so I take that back.
No, because you had marked it, but you weren't starting the pocket.
Okay,
last
I
time.
started the pocket, and I'm about an inch into it. So here's my sweater. And I'm looking at this, and I'm kind of sad that I'm going to be covering up all this nice color work in the front.
I know.
But it'll still be there.
It'll still be on the sides and the back, so it'll be fine.
And it will be on the sleeves. I'm going to put it on the sleeves. It's not color work. I shouldn't say color work.
Well, color changes.
So I started the black, and I'll probably throw in maybe 2 rows of each of the colors just to break it up.
I think that'll be nice.
And so I finished this. It's a nice little... So this would be... Let's see. This is where it is. This would be like one seam or one side.
Yeah.
And another one. Oh, sorry. Cam's listed as a VIP on my email, so it comes up.
Oh, if he
emails me.
I'm like, who's texting you?
No, it's my email. And then this is the pocket. So I'm just really just starting it. And what you do is, the way they have it is you do a crochet and you pull the line through. And I just threw a line where I think I wanted it to be when I got there.
Yeah.
And then I'll knit up to it, and then you attach it to the here. But I'm like, I'm not going to make it complicated.
Yeah.
But the way they have you pull the line through is, I think the yarn that you would weave in is on the inside of the sweater and not the inside of the pocket. Yeah, that's what I said too. Like, it doesn't really
Like
make that much of a difference.
Just weave it in before you knit
Not
the top
even. You
together.
don't even have to, because you can. It's, you know.
No, I know, but I'm just saying if
It's
like
somewhat woven in anyways because I
yeah.
weave it in as I go. But it's nice. I like it.
Yeah, I think that's going to come out really cute.
Maybe I should have picked it up a little bit more, but that's all right. I mean, it'll be good. It's just a kid sweater.
Yeah, and I think it'll come out really cute.
Yeah. If I actually keep knitting it. It's a good thing it's a bigger size, because the rate I'm going, the kid's going to be, 5, kindergarten by the time I finish it.
You'll get it done.
So that's all I have on my needles.
Rate date. I have one date to rate, and I am going to put a picture of it up right here. I knit a cell phone cozy for my daughter out of Lorna's Laces hand paints in the jonquil colorway. That is one of the scraps and skeins that was gifted to me for my scrap blanket.
Oh, yeah.
By a viewer. She sent me 5 pounds of scraps. Yeah. And it was like one skein of the Lorna's Laces, which isn't enough to make a sock or anything. I think it's 150 yards. Bless you. Bless you.
Excuse me.
So
excuse me.
My daughter got a cell phone. It's just a burner phone, like a pay-as-you-go phone. It's nothing fancy, just so she can call me when she leaves the school to walk home. It just makes me feel better that she could call me, or I can call her if something goes wrong. So we bought her this disposable phone, and if you buy a phone like this, you can get the little fancy covers or whatever. I don't really make that for the burner phones because they're kind of supposed to be disposable. So my daughter was a little disappointed that it's this, it's a little tiny phone. So I knit her the phone cozy, and all I did was cast on, I think I cast on like 10 or 12 stitches using Judy's Magic, like I'm baking a toe-up sock. And I increased it for 4 times every other, 4 increases on each side every other row. That's not right. 2. I increased each side.
You increased 4 times every other row. So
every other
2.
row. There we go. 2 on each side. I don't know why I couldn't say that. I knew what I was trying to say, but it wasn't coming out. So that it curved to the bottom of the phone. And then I just knit it straight up in a tube. And when I got to the top, I bound off half of it. And then I knit the top up for like half an inch to go over the top of the phone.
Oh,
and
right.
then I decreased each side until it looked right. And I made a little braided loop to put out the button through. And then I knit an I-cord wristlet. That's what you can see in the picture, to go so she can wear it on her wrist when she's walking home.
Oh, nice.
So she doesn't lose it. And that made her very happy. She picked out the skein of yarn. We went upstairs and I pulled out my big bag of scraps, and she just went through all of them, and that's the one that she wanted. So that's what she got. It made her very happy. It took me, I just made the pattern up because honestly, if you look for cell phone cozies, you're not going to see a lot for burner phones. So
No.
I just made it up, and it looks really cute. And I took the button out of my button stash.
Okay.
So that is my single FO. So I guess I did get something done this week. I kind of forgot that I had knit that cell phone cozy. So I wasn't completely useless this week. So that's it for my rate my date. Did you do it and finish it? I feel like I have to ask.
I was just going to say, do you need to ask? I
don't know. It just seems like otherwise it's like I'm just like
taking over the show?
Yeah, so it's like I'm
just here for comedic relief.
I guess so. Whirlwind romance. I have nothing new. I am still working on my sweater, but I do have future whirlwind romance planned, which I'll talk about later.
Yeah, I have nothing.
She never has anything, but it's nice to ask. Future dates. I have so many future dates that it's kind of ridiculous. I talked about this before, and I was going to cast it on this week, but I didn't have time to do anything. Let me show you. It is the seashell shawl. I did get around to putting the pattern. I have a printed pattern. I did get around to putting it. What do you call it? I scanned it and put it onto my iPad so that I can look at the charts. I'm not going to show you them, but so I can look at the charts without having the paper pattern. I prefer now that I got my mini to knit from this. I used to use little highlighter tape, and you don't lose.
Hard time talking today.
I know. I'm tired. I walked 3 miles this morning. I used to use a highlighter tape on my charts and on a plastic sleeve, and eventually the tape would lose its stickiness, and sometimes it would fall off in my bag. That doesn't happen with Goodreader.
Now with Goodreader, when it's scanned, can you still do the little highlight?
Oh yeah,
right.
I converted it. I scanned it and converted it into a PDF file.
Oh, all right.
So it's fine. It'll work just like any other PDF file on Goodreader. And I have a printer that is also a scanner and a fax machine and a photocopy. It's like an all-in-one.
Yeah, mine. I have one too.
Yeah. So that's one future date. That is the Seashell Shawl by Joe Cray Arts, and it is, you can purchase it through Yarn and Fiber Company, which is where I got it. And I am going to use, I actually wound the yarn. This is not showing it very well. This is more of a
gray. That shows
gray.
It more
It looks very purple.
Lavender.
Yeah, but it's a silvery gray, 100% silk. This is their Silk Threads 2. It's 1,125 yards, and it's from Blue Moon Fiber Arts. I picked it up at Stitches East 2 years ago, I think, specifically for this shawl.
Oh, all right.
I love the way silk smells. Smells like silk.
I can't smell anything.
Oh,
I don't know if
that's
it's
very
my...
sad for you. And it's in my gnome bag. I love my gnome bag from Knitting Is My Bag. One of my new bags. I like how crisp they feel when they're new. So that's all ready to go. I actually was going to cast it on the other night, but I was seriously just so wiped out that I couldn't do it. So that's one of my future dates. I have another future date. I was gifted the Baby Rubber Duck Shoes by Mad Monkey Knits Knitting Patterns, which are available on Ravelry. I don't know how much they cost because this was gifted to me. And I actually went out and bought some Lion brand Baby Soft yarn in yellow. I'm pretty sure that I have orange yarn in my stash. But I did not have any bright yellow yarn in my stash that was the right weight. So, I don't know. I think this is acrylic.
I'm sure it is. Lion brand, yeah, I'm sure it is. Let me think.
I can't see where. Yes, I think it's acrylic.
Acrylic go.
Yes, it is acrylic, but it doesn't feel gross. Doesn't feel squeaky. I generally like Lion brand. Acrylics don't feel so bad to me.
Yes.
For the Vortex blanket, I'm using Wool Ease, which is wool and acrylic, and it feels very nice. I am not a fan of Karen yarns. Those are the ones that I don't like so much. But this is nice, baby soft. It will look really cute with these little booties.
Oops.
Oh, where did they go? There we go. These little booties. Show them again. So you can, I did it again.
By the way, don't touch the screen.
There we go. Aren't they cute? They're so cute. Thank you to Lois for sending that to me. She sent it because she doesn't like the Chicken Viking hat. She thinks it's too weird. She totally doesn't have my family's sense of humor.
But that's the fun of it.
I know. So I'm going to make them because they're so sweet. So that's also a future date. And that's all I have for future dates.
Yeah, I'm not focusing on any future dates until I finish my current one.
That would be kind of getting ahead of yourself too far.
I have so many things I want to do. It's not even funny. I still have slippers that I want to make and a shawl, and I have to finish socks, and I got to get off my tushy and start knitting more.
Yeah.
I'm working tonight. We'll see how much progress I get on this sweater.
Crushes and heartbreaks. I have a crush. A couple of weeks ago, I bought Jawbone Up, which is a fitness bracelet, and it lost its mind 24 hours after I got it. But fortunately, I did it through Amazon, and they're wonderful. Did you return it? I did. I returned it, and I got refunded.
A lot of people have been having problems with that item.
A lot of people, I knew when I bought it that they were having some hardware and software issues. I do know people who've had theirs for a significant amount of time with no problem, so it's hard to know exactly, because the squeaky wheel tends to get the grease, so it's hard to know how many people are actually having problems with it, because I'm sure the people who are not having problems with it are just not saying anything.
Right.
But I did have a problem with mine 24 hours after I got it. And Jawbone, I'll say this for them, Jawbone was really nice. I talked to them I called them and they told me a few things to see if we could fix it. And then it really went haywire. And they emailed me. I didn't even have to call them. I just commented on my thread that I hadn't been able to fix it. And they actually reached out to me and asked if I wanted them to send me another one. But since I had bought it through Amazon, which has excellent customer service as well, I just sent it back to them and asked to be refunded, because the day after my bracelet, my Jawbone failed, Fitbit came out with Fitbit Flex, which is very similar product. I think Jawbone has a slightly better app. It's prettier and it's easier. It's more social media geared, so you can really like message back and forth with your friends and see what your friends are doing. The Fitbit app doesn't really have much of that. And I think this is a little clunkier than the Jawbone.
Yeah, it looks a little bit.
It's a little, chunky. But, it is what it is. So my husband was really interested in the Flex, and he wanted to get one too. So for our anniversary, we decided we would both get on the Fitbit thing, and I returned the Jawbone. It made me sad because I have a couple of friends on there, and it was, like I said, the social media aspect of it is so much better. But, this, aside from that, this does pretty much the same stuff. Mm-hmm. So my crush is that I'm really enjoying having this bracelet. It makes you very aware of how many steps you take. Average person takes 5,000 steps. A fit person takes 10,000 steps. So that's my goal, is to take 10,000 steps every day. And I've been between 10 and 13,000 every day since I got the bracelet, because I've really been pushing myself. And I track my food, and this gives me a live indicator of how much I've actually burned in calories from moving around during the day, my base burn, how much they assume I'm going to burn for the entire day based on my activity, and how much I've eaten, which I enter into Spark People. This merges with Spark People, which is handy for me because I've used Spark People now for 3 years. And then, so it tells me how much it thinks I'm going to be able to eat for the whole day, so I can kind of plan ahead. But it also tells me how much I can actually eat right at this time, so that I don't like go crazy and have a huge lunch and then I'm really sluggish in the evening and I don't burn those calories. So it's really good for keeping me on track with, how much I can eat without going out of the zone. Unfortunately, I guess this thing says I burn a lot more calories than Spark People did. So I can eat, I think, 300 or 400 calories more a day than I was eating on Spark People, because I'm burning that much. And when I'm tracking food, it's hard for me to eat that much. Like in normal life, if I'm not tracking food, I'm sure I can eat like 6,000 calories a day. Yeah. But somehow when I'm tracking food, I'm guess I'm making healthier choices or something. And then at the end of the day, I'm like, crap, I have 320 calories left. Like, what am I going to eat? An ice cream cone? Like, there's no...
Right.
I just don't have enough space in my stomach to eat something in one go that would be 300 calories. So I'm looking at eating like 4 different things, and I don't feel like eating after 7 p.m. I mean, I'm just not hungry in the evening. So I'm kind of worried that I'm not eating enough, because I've been between 200 and 400 calories under every day. Mm. So I need to do some research about that. If anybody's a nutritionist out there who knows anything, can you let me know? Like, should I be forcing myself to eat more? I'm staying in the daily recommended percentages of fat, carbs, sugars, proteins. Like, I'm always right on the line on that. I'm eating the appropriate amount of everything. Right. I'm just... According to this, I'm not eating enough calories to be in the zone. And I'm worried that it will, after all this exercise, because this is a lot more than I've ever exercised, ever. I'm worried that I'm just going to be in starvation mode because I am not eating enough, which would really stink, because I have worked very hard to walk 10,000 steps a day. And I do it, for those of you out there who are wondering, since I pulled my hip flexor muscle last Friday, I have been walking on the treadmill 3 hours every morning.
3 hours?
3 hours. A mile. 3 miles in an hour.
Say, no wonder why you're not getting anything done.
See, I think I'm gonna lost my brain because I'm so tired. I walk an hour every morning for 3 miles. So, that gives me, and then if I walk to my kids' school, that pretty much puts me in the 10,000 step zone. So I'm usually, by 2 o'clock, I have my 10,000 steps, sometimes earlier if I'm really motivated. And I have never, ever worked out on the treadmill for an hour a day. That's crazy. Even when I used to run, I would just run for 3 miles. I didn't run for an hour.
Right.
So I guess when I can run again, I won't be working out for an hour a day, but it sure seems like a lot to me. So anyway, that's my crush. I'm really enjoying all of the feedback. It also tells me how well I'm sleeping, and I've been trying to adjust when I go to bed to get my hours and my sleep efficiency better. And I feel like I am sleeping better, but I think it's because I'm working out on the treadmill for an hour a day, and I'm so tired. I'm sleeping like the dead at night.
Well, that's good, though.
Yeah, so anyway, I'm enjoying it. How about you? Crushes and heartbreaks.
Well, I've had a mini vacation.
I know.
So,
Sheila didn't have to work last night or today.
I know. At Braintree, where I work, we had extra people Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday because we hired somebody else and we're training her. She was a student, but we're just training. She hasn't drawn blood for a while. So I was going to take Monday night, Tuesday off, meaning like I wouldn't work, and one of the other phlebotomists couldn't come in, so she actually switched Friday morning with me. So I was supposed to work this morning, and I didn't. So it was nice to sleep. I didn't go to bed at 9. I did go to bed early because I had worked the night before, but it was nice to not have to feel like I had to get up at 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
But I did get up early, but I'll tell you that in a minute. But it was nice to be able to relax and not, have to worry about anything.
I know.
And then
That's
this
nice.
morning I was able to get up with my kids for the first time in months for school. Months. I mean, I'm up when I have to work overnights. I'm up, but I haven't seen Max off to school, and I can't tell you how long because he has to get on the bus by 6:30. And my overnight job, I'm not home before 7.
Yeah.
I'm lucky if I'm home before 7:30 sometimes. So he has MCAS, which is a state testing, and he asked if he goes, Mom, can we get up at 5 and go to McDonald's? I'm like, no. Like, for one thing, I don't even think McDonald's in our area is even open. I said, I can make you breakfast, though. I said, were you looking for an Egg McMuffin or something? He goes, no, I was looking for big breakfast. And I was tempted this close to make him pancakes, but I don't think I have any stuff. I said, how about some toast, eggs, and ham? I have Canadian ham. And I know, I'm sorry.
You're going up.
So I set my alarm at 5:30. I didn't get out of bed then, but I was awake at 5:30. Like, I wasn't crawling to go back to bed, so it kind of was nice.
Yeah.
So I got up, got him up. I made him some eggs, toast, and Canadian bacon, which is ham.
Nice.
And then I got Zachary up later, and
you
got
probably gave
Cam
him
up.
like 10 to 50 extra points on his MCAS with that.
Well, I mean, they tell you that you need a good breakfast, and protein will help them think a little bit better. Mm-hmm. I think also it was nice. My husband got to sleep in. He enjoyed that. I took his phone so that he has the alarm set to get the boys up at their times.
Oh, so that was nice.
Yeah, he didn't hear any alarms or anything. I made him coffee. I offered to make him breakfast, but he wanted oatmeal, so I made him oatmeal. It's just nice to be home. I haven't been home during a weekday in a very long time without being exhausted. So it was nice. That was one of my crushes. And helping Max out was really nice, too.
Yeah.
I like doing that.
Doing that, just you and him in the morning.
Yeah.
That is nice.
It is nice. Heartbreak is a coworker of mine from the rehab. Her stepson was in a severe car accident on Monday morning.
Oh, no.
And I got a call later today and see how he's doing, but they put him in a medically induced coma. He has swelling on the brain, and it's not looking good. Monday night, Tuesday morning was, if he looked better, like they'd get a clear sign of how he is. So if everybody just wants to put their thoughts out to them, because that's tough.
Yeah, that is tough.
So I haven't checked on them. I'll call them. I'll call them in a little bit because Fridays are tough right now because we have outpatients that come in.
Yeah.
But another heartbreak is the student that we've had for the last 4 weeks is leaving. And I don't think we have any positions open, so they're not going to hire her. So I'm gonna miss her. She's really fun. She was 10 years younger than me, but she's like, "Hey, girlfriend," and it was fun. It made me feel young.
Yeah.
Because we've come to notice that there is a clear cut in our it's all women except for one man who's microbiology. But I'd say the youngest of the older crowd is mid-50s.
Yeah.
I'm saying mid to late 50s. I'm not 100% sure. And I'm the oldest in the younger crowd at 42. So
there's like a divide.
And then there was 32 her, who was only a student, and the other one probably about 30 as well. But there was a clear cut this week in the older crowd and the younger crowd. And the younger crowd just, if there was a mistake, we just laugh, ha, 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 off, And it was funny because at one point, one of the girls wanted me to ask a question to somebody because she had already, we call the floor for what we call our census, who's getting discharged, who's getting admitted. And she goes, "I've already bothered her 3 times. Can you ask the question?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So she calls, and I'm like, "Hey." She goes, and the person I was speaking to, she goes, "That's not my room." And I'm like, "Oh, sorry, we called the wrong number." I'm fine. And I'm like, this person sometimes can be kind of not in a good mood.
Yeah.
I'm like, "What are you, throwing me to the walls?" She's laughing, but I didn't get upset about it, where some of the older women take it personally.
Right.
So it was fun, and I'm like, "Thanks a lot." And we're just laughing about it. It was an honest mistake. She
misdialed.
Yeah, we have we have 2 floors on 3, so
it
could be either one or the other. And she's like, "I'm sorry, it was just in fun." But so I'm gonna miss a couple of people.
It lightens things up.
It
when
does.
You have somebody
and I think
sort of
the bonding
to.
the bonding has helped in there because I worked till 1 last week.
Yeah.
So I got to bond with some of the girls instead of drawing my bloods and leaving.
Right. So that's nice.
So.
But you're enjoying it, right?
I am enjoying it. I'm having a really good time.
It was worth the work to do this.
Yeah,
right?
definitely. And I'll be paying for it soon because my loans, I think, are going to be coming in soon.
But it was worth it.
Oh, absolutely. I'm having a lot of fun. And my manager mentioned about moving up closer to here, which I'm looking forward to it, but I'm a little sad too because I really do like these people.
But you'll like the new people.
I hope so. But what I did find out, which is a heartbreak, apparently moving here, the lab, they got rid of all their techs. They can't get rid of the phlebotomists because we are the ones who draw the blood.
Right.
But they got rid of their techs, which means we draw the blood and then they send it out someplace.
Wow.
Which means they could just hire an outside source to do the bloods. So I got to work on my resume.
Yes. I don't think you'll have a problem finding a job, though.
I don't know. You'd be surprised.
I don't know. I think you're pretty good at it.
Well, yeah, I think so too, but there's probably other people out there that are good at it too.
I don't know.
We'll see. So.
Any other crushes and heartbreaks?
Probably are. Who knows? I don't do show notes, and I'll probably come up with something and forget it.
Oh, I forgot to mention, we have not had a vomit incident in like the longest period of time since the beginning. So I think that we are over it now.
Somebody was talking about that recently, and I don't know where it was. It might have been my overhearing at work, and I didn't want to throw in because, but I think it was an outpatient who was talking about that, and I kind of wanted to say anything about, it
was like
feeding
2.5 months.
But I thought about you when I heard it.
But I think we've made it past it. I think it's been 3 weeks now. That's the longest we've gone without somebody throwing up in my house. So, yay.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. Baubles and bling. I have a lot. I don't have
anything, so
I know.
I'll just go right there.
I have a lot this week. So everyone knows last week I showed my final shipment of Into the World because I left the club ostensibly to save money and to avoid having my stash get so big. Except that I have bought more this past week than I would have gotten if I was getting another shipment of the club.
From Into the World?
I'm not. No.
Oh.
I bought from other vendors, but so I don't know how much I'm like
saving money.
Oh. To be fair, I ordered this before I canceled my subscription, so I guess this is better than if I had kept my subscription and also got this.
I suppose.
This is We're All Mad here on Polworth wool from Diabolical. And I love the little tuft that she always leaves on there. I love this.
Pretty.
It's gorgeous. I bought 8 ounces of this. I love Polworth. And I saw these colors on Rachel from Diabolica's website. And I had to have this dyed it was on Polworth silk, I think, and everyone knows that I have a hate relationship with Polworth silk. So I made a special order with Rachel, and when she had time, she dyed it for me on plain Polworth. So thank you, Rachel. Isn't this so pretty?
It is.
I love it. It reminds me of Easter and spring.
Yeah, it does.
And
like all the color of the tulips and the stems.
yes, I love it. So I have 2 of these, and I was going to make something for my new niece out of this, but I'm keeping this for myself. I'm going to make something for myself. I think maybe a hat, and I might do mittens. Like, not mittens, gloves. I might do gloves. I might spin for fingering weight and do a hat and gloves. So there's that. And then, for the first time in my entire life, I caught a Highland Handmade update before everything was sold out, like the first time ever. And I saw that she had this superwash merino, and I love the colors, the very plummy colors, pinks and purples, and a little bit of like a reddy orange. And it's called This Is Just to Say. And it's after a poem by Carlos. Now I'm not going to be able to think of his name. Anyway, it's the poem, This Is Just to Say I Have Eaten the Plums in Your Refrigerator. They were so cold and so sweet. I think that's the whole poem. Carlos something. I don't know. I can't remember now. I'm so ashamed. So yes, I bought it because I love that poem. It's one of my favorite poems. And I immediately, when I saw that it was called This Is Just to Say, I immediately knew what she was referring to. I love it that Heather dyed yarn after an obscure poem that only an English major from a liberal arts college would know. And I think that's awesome. So yes, this is going to be spun relatively soon into a fingering weight and knit into a sweater for my my new niece, Princess Peach. So it's superwash merino, so that it will be washable when it's done, which is another thing that attracted it to me. I think this is really pretty. I texted a picture of this fiber to my sister-in-law who's having Princess Peach, and she liked the colors. And Heather also tucked a sample of her black ash worsted weight in the Prism colorway in my shipment, and I think this is awesome. I don't know. I should have looked up what this base was. I think it must be like a merino silk because it's kind of shiny. Mm. And I think I can get some booties out of that. At least. Some booties. I don't know how many yards it is because it's 29 grams. It's very pretty. I love this color. This will be perfect too. Yeah. So those are my purchases. I purchased those. The next thing that was gifted to both of us is the Mayflower shawl. It's a crescent-shaped shawl. I'll give you a close-up. It has a beautiful lace edging. And it is by Angelia McGar. It is one of the patterns that I tech edited for her. And it's available on Ravelry, I think, for $5. And she has graciously offered a coupon code for use. Shawl4 is the code, and you will get $1 off the pattern until May 31st. And she also wanted to say that all of the proceeds through the end of the month are going to help a friend of hers raise money to create an adventure show on Hulu. Yes. And there's probably some information about that. I think she gave us a website.
It's fund, F-U-N-D, razor, R-A-Z-R.com, /campaigns, /3UO13.
We'll put a link in the show notes so that you can, if you want to check it out, you can, in case you're interested in helping her friend. It's a childhood friend of hers raise the money. Sorry, this pattern takes 1 skein of yarn. Here's a close-up of the edging detail, which I just How do I always do that? I'm like ham-handed when it comes to this thing. I can't operate it. There we go. And one of the things that I really love about Angelia's patterns is she uses a chart that you can check off to know how many repeats you have to do.
It is kind of nice.
Yeah, I think it's nice. You can just check it off, or if you have it on your reader, you can just like highlight it or draw a line through it when you're done. It's kind of handy. It also gives you a visual idea of how many repeats you do of each section, which is really nice. So that's really great. Use the coupon code before May 31st. So that was from Angelia. I also got a couple of one other pattern gifted to me, and that is the Botanical Knits 12 Designs Inspired by Trees and Foliage by Alana Dacos of Never Not Knitting. And this was gifted to me for my birthday by my friend Lois. And I know a lot of people reviewed this because she had a podcast tour.
Oh, that's right.
So I'm not going to go through it, but you can see here are some examples of the patterns that are available in the ebook. Those are a couple of the sweaters. I love both of the sweaters. And here are a couple more. And it includes her pattern, the Cedar Shawlette, which I love and have already knit once. So, and everything has, leaves and like botanical shapes on it. It's really cute. So I am looking forward to knitting these, and that was a very nice thing to send me. And I thank you, Lois. You're my girlfriend. So I think that's all the baubles and bling that I have.
I got nothing, so we're good.
Gossip and innuendo. I will be at New Hampshire Sheep and Wool this weekend. The question is when. It may rain tomorrow, so I may not.
It's supposed to, yeah.
I may not go tomorrow. I may go on Sunday when the weather's supposed to be better. Every year for Mother's Day weekend, my family and I go to New Hampshire Sheep and Wool together, and the kids do their thing, and I do my thing, and
I'm just laughing because something else is this weekend. I'll talk to you afterwards.
Oh.
But it rains every weekend it's here.
Oh, well, so that's happening. I know I was planning on meeting up with a few people, and I'll get in touch with you if a couple of my friends. I'll text you and let you know what the deal is. But yeah, so if you see me there on Saturday or Sunday, please feel free to come up and say hello. I would love that. I'm not doing any kind of a specific meetup. I'm not really sure what time we're going to be there. My son has karate tomorrow, so we'll be there around lunchtime if it doesn't rain. If it rains, we're going on Sunday. The weather is looking much better for Sunday, and a lot of the New Hampshire Sheep and Wool is outdoors, and I've been there in the rain before, and it ain't that fun. So that's happening. The other upcoming events on May 18th, which is next weekend, Webb's is having its annual tent sale, and our friend Jessa Lou is a vendor there, and that's in Northampton, Mass. And what they do is Webb's has its big sale, and they have all this. Their warehouse is available that you can go and buy stuff, and their store is open. But then they have these tents outside with all of these like very discounted yarns. And I went there with my mom 3 or 4 years ago, and it was the first and only time I've ever shopped for yarn with a shopping cart. That's how much yarn I bought. Because prices for like a sweater's worth of yarn were so cheap. It was like a shame not to buy it. So if you are on a tight budget and you can make it there, that's a great way to get...
Their Webb's has their own yarn, Valley Yarns, which is very good.
Yep.
Very good yarn.
And they will be discounting a lot of their brand names too. So bless you. And then they're going to have vendors like Jess Lou also out in the tent area selling their wares. So if you want to see the Jess Lou bags live and in person, this is a good time to do it.
Excuse me.
Are you allergic to Just Blue bags? Is that
No,
your
I'm allergic to
situation?
your cats.
I know. I'm just kidding. So also coming up on Saturday, May 18th is the Rhode Island Sheep and Fiber Festival in Bristol, Rhode Island. If you live too far away to check out the web sale, but you live close to Rhode Island, you might want to check the event out. I have never actually been to this event, so I don't know what it's like or how many vendors they have. Excuse me, but I will link to the website so you can look at it. And if you do go, let us know in the thread how you liked it.
Yeah.
Because it might be something I want to check out next year. The other thing upcoming in May is the Massachusetts Sheep and Wool in Cummington, Massachusetts on Saturday, May 25th. And here comes the cat.
Glad she goes to you.
Yeah.
That was Maggie.
That was Maggie, the cat that bites. I am definitely going to be at Mass Sheep and Wool. Sheila has plans to come with me. Not doing a formal meetup there, but if you do see us, please feel free to come up and say hello. I have gone to that, I think, for the last 4 or 5 years. I love that Sheep and Wool. It's small, but it's just nice. I like it. And the other thing that's coming up is the Maine Fiber Frolic on June 1st in Windsor, Maine. I am also going to that event with a few of my friends. I'm not sure if Sheila is going to join us
Probably
or
not.
Again, we're not doing any kind of a formal meetup, but if you happen to be going to the Fiber Frolic and you see me, please feel free to come up and say hello. I would love that. And that's pretty much all I have for gossip and innuendo. Do you have anything to add?
Well, I just was laughing because we were talking about rain earlier. There is a carnival that comes to town every year around this time, and I swear to gosh, 98% of the time, I know it's here because it rains. We haven't had rain, a significant amount of rain, they said, I think, since like the beginning of March.
And for the last few weeks, it's been sunny every day except yesterday.
Downpour. Downpour today, probably tomorrow. I mean, downpour yesterday, probably tomorrow. So I emailed my husband, maybe we should, because my son loves the carnival. I'm like, maybe we should take him today.
I think you should.
Because Sunday we're busy with Mother's Day.
Yeah.
But, yeah, guaranteed 98% of the chance it rains. I know it's the weekend of the carnival.
Yeah, rain. It's a 60% chance of rain tomorrow. So
yeah.
The odds are good that I will be attending New Hampshire Sheep and Wool on Sunday because I don't want to spend my Mother's Day. Or is it Mother? No, that would be my anniversary. This is the trifecta weekend for me. May 11th is my wedding anniversary, and May 12th is my birthday, and also this year, Mother's Day. So it's the big, my husband calls it the gift trifecta. But I haven't asked for anything big this year.
Well, you already got your Fitbit.
I know. That's what we got for our anniversaries, and I don't really need anything. I mean, normally I ask for something like a woolly winder or, an iPad. And when Jim asked me this year, I said, I really don't need anything.
Mm-hmm. Kim and I are celebrating our 14th wedding anniversary on May 15th.
Oh, this is my, let's see, what year is it? This is my
22nd, 23rd?
This is my 12th. I shouldn't have tried to do math on live camera. This is my 22nd
Yeah, because
anniversary.
you guys went to Germany for your 20th.
Yes, and that was already 2 years ago.
I know.
It seems like last year. I need to go back to Germany.
There you go.
I haven't been out of the country in 2 years. What's going on? All right. So on that note. On that note, first world problems.
On that note.
Have a great weekend.
Have a
if
good
you're
weekend.
a mom, happy Mother's Day.
Knit with heart.
Bye.